Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X research and professional physicist. And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles. This one is entitled Planet X Objects in the Sun's Corona. Now, on July 31st, 2018, Scott Sion captured yet another Planet X object or stellar core in an SDO image. The object's presence gives rise to a clearly spherical outline at about the 11 o'clock position in this composite SDO image. As you can see, there's the clear circular outline that tells us that there's an object there. And this is a composite image, as I said, from July 31st, 2018. And the object here is in the 211 and the 193 is 2046, and the 171 angstrom is 2045. So as you can see, we clearly have an object there, and the circular outline tells us that it is a spherical object, and we can use then that outline to estimate the size of the object, and it appears to be about 8 times larger than the Earth. So these objects are very large, although 8 times larger than the Earth is actually one of the smallish ones. There are some that are larger than that. And here we have a close-up of the stellar core, and you can see that the corona is darker at the edge. So you can see the corona is darker there. And the circular pattern cannot therefore be attributed to a plasma loop, as a plasma loop would remain bright at the top. And the perfectly circular outlines you can see is also darker at the edge. So this cannot be a plasma loop. A plasma loop would appear to be brighter, not darker. And we can also see the root-like connection that these objects make with the sun, through which they absorb energy from the sun. So there it is, that slightly darker portion there. And in this image, it becomes even easier to see that this is a three-dimensional object. You can see that it emits, it's obviously absorbed plasma from the sun. It's emitting light from this plasma, and you can see a three-dimensional structure. We can see that it looks different in this region here than it does here. So this is definitely a three-dimensional object with plasma surrounding it that it has absorbed and has become part of the object itself. Now, stellar cores have been caught in the sun's corona for a very long time, and here we have another one. This one was caught in this image from November 15th, 2017. And you can see that this object is larger. It looks larger than the one in the more recent image from the end of July. This particular one was about 1/5 the size of the sun, or twice as large as Jupiter, and that's 20 times larger than the Earth. Now, the fact that these objects can be in the sun's corona and yet there was no huge cataclysmic collision shows that they do not obey accepted gravitational law, and that therefore gravity works differently from the way it has been thought up to now. As I have shown in many previous articles, the gravitational constant G in Newton's universal law of gravitation is not constant, but dependent on the energy inside the particles that make up a celestial object. And you may look at article 210 entitled Stellar Core Gravity, Tidal, and G is not constant for more details on that. The stellar cores are extremely depleted in photon energy and therefore interact gravitationally through an extremely low gravitational constant. In addition, they are repulsed by the sun's surface because they are depleted in electrons and thus operate as positively charged ions. The Planet X system of stellar cores is a system of dead stars, or energy depleted stars, and there will be planets amongst them. The smaller ones were planets before they became dead planets or stellar cores, which seems to have, this system seems to have started entering the solar system about 170 years ago. And you may look at article 244 entitled The Planet X System, Destroyer of Star Systems, for more details about how this system operates. Now, we know, or at least I deduced, that they started coming in about 170 years ago, because this was the time when noctilucent clouds first appeared on Earth. They were not observed before 1850. Noctilucent clouds are luminescent clouds, or clouds that emit light, and light emission requires the transfer of energy. This means that there has to be a transfer of electrons and therefore ionization, which will then result in light emission when electrons are recaptured or moved back down to the ground state and emit photons in the process. These clouds seem to be produced when stellar core matter dust enters the Earth's atmosphere. The stellar cores share their upper layers of matter, and space around them is filled in this dust and other larger sized debris, asteroid to moon sized. You may look at article 275 entitled Planet X Debris Field Impacting Earth for more details. The term stellar core comes from the fact that the objects share their outer layers of material until all that is left is the densest part of the original object, the core, which is fissured due to expansion, as was seen with the blue stellar core. And this is the blue stellar core. It was photographed through a telescope by Scott Sion. And the blue light emitting surface is fissured, as you can see. It looks like it has many, many grooves on it. These are actually fissures. This is a very large object. It's about 1/3 of the size of the sun, which we can see right here. And this is obviously the densest part of any object, its core. So it seems to be the one that remains intact, whilst all the layers above that are shed. And you can see the layer just above the core being shed here. And this layer was in the form of stripes. And the object is losing this last layer. And it's emitting blue light from the surface of the core itself, the densest part that's left. And it emits paler blue because as time goes on, as it absorbs more energy, it becomes brighter. So it starts out dark blue and then it becomes paler blue until it starts emitting a very pale blue, almost white light from the core itself. And it obviously starts emitting light from one spot called the hot spot, and which seems to be in this region here. That's why it's darker blue around this. It's not reflecting light. This object is actually emitting light. And you may look at article 286 entitled Planet X is Blue, the first stellar core, for more details. In conclusion, yet another Planet X object was observed in a composite SDO image from July 31st, 2018. This particular member of the Planet X system is 8 times the size of the Earth. The object is a stellar core and a member of the Planet X system, which has been invading the solar system for some 170 years now. And here are the references. This is Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X physicist. Thank you for watching.